5 of you. So kita start dengan Al-Fatihah Tomorrow is Deepavali. Probably some of your friends going back. Cuti kan. And then sekolah pun cuti. So boleh balik kampung ni. Anyway, I continue So today I'm going to brief you on chapter 2. And today I combine lab and lab and class syarahan together. The reason is because tomorrow is public holiday and most of you will not have class with me, right? So I brief a bit lah on lab. Jadi kita combine together today. Can someone record or let me record lah? Kat mana recordnya
Doktor dah jumpa ke?
Itulah tak jumpa pun.
Dekat 3 titik yang atas more actions tu. And then dekat the fall column. Side recording.
Itulah. Nampak. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Sistem ni berbagai-bagai. Sekejap we back, sekejap meeting lain-lain. Confuse I. Now, where is it? PowerPoint. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, boleh.
Okay, thank you. I need more. So if you're not sure, you can always ask. Okay, today is module 3 because last week we skipped, right? We jumped to module 7. So let's see what is in module 3 here, data representation. So what is data? Data representation, some ask me, is it the same, data representation and data visualization? Actually, they are the same. It's just that terminology used only. Different researcher, they like to use data visualization. Different researcher, they use data representation. So it's just terminology, but they mean the same. Okay, so data visualization is used to communicate information clearly and effectively. So here, the key word here is communication. So communication, there are many types of communication. We have communication by graph, by pictures, by glib, or by emoji. That is also kind of communication. And text communication, verbal communication. So this data visualization is a type of communication. Data visualization is also combined with non-graph and the graph. So by using the information graph like tables, chart, we use table to communicate, we use chart to communicate. As you can see here, this is a communication showing that this is high, this is low, and relative to others, this is more as compared to this. Okay, so help user to analyze a large amount of data in a simple way. actually graph, when you see graph or any representation, data representation, is actually an abstract of a real situation. It's abstract. Your data, this is your data. So you just take out your data and put it in an abstraction way. Like this way, this abstraction of your data. So for you to analyze a large amount of data. If you have data row and row and row and row, thousand or probably millions of row, it does not have much meaning until you put it in a table form, in a visualized form like this one, right? Now this is not a table form, but you can see that, but they have frequency here. This is 2, this is more, and this is the more lah, the most here. Then you can see the trend. Okay, so these are all to allow you to analyze amount of data, where nowadays we have visual analytic, you can zoom, you can filter, you can interact with the graph as compared to last time ketul gambar static kan, static graph. But now you have interaction and make complex data more accessible, understandable and usable. Yes, you can understand more. You can assess the information. I mean, the hidden information is accessible and then is usable. Of course, you want to make decision out of it lah. And these are other visualizations, some of the visualization. I believe while you are Google for your assignment, you will see more complex graph. Like this one, these are all graph, but they are very complex with information. Like I told you before, in a single graph, you must put all the information needed. That's why sometimes a graph like this one, contoh lah kan, this one graph is only suitable for that data only. If you try to put another data, it's not suitable because they tailor-made the graph, they tailor-make the visualization for that graph, for that data only, because they want to see certain things from that data.
Wait,
That's why I
Mirul,
see, sometimes they have, but what
the
you
Clash of
have in
Clans
Power BI is the generalized
is
data.
removed from the
If you see
store, though.
complex,
What the fuck?
selalunya there are dedicated lah, specialized only for that data. And then you can see that's why if you put so many information inside a single graph, you need other mechanism to access it. We call it visual analytic.
Ada dia kat TikTok, dia ada tweet, dia cakap Clash of Clans is gonna be removed from the Play Store. No way lah, people spend so much on that money, so much money in that game. Ada kelas Mat. I keep forgetting though, kat mana platform semua ni. Banyak sangat saya. Oh, offline class. Okay. Nice. Buat kerja je lah ni. Okay. Aku dah susun aku punya monitor kan, where the bezel overlap lah. Untuk semat sel. Clean baik. Sekejap. Menunggu. Tidur. Tapi dia tinggal ni on Auto play ni.
Okey, barulah betul. Ni masih ramai lagi belum masuk ni. Only 57. I supposed to have 64. 65. Okay, wait sekejap Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Today 6 people not here. What happened? Okay. So I continue. We start recording again. Lambat sikit nak record. Okay. Okay, here I'm talking about this graph, right? So that's why we have data. When data are complex, graph become complex, and then you want to view everything in a single visualization. So what you do is you add mechanism, they call it visual analytic. These are all terminology lah under data visualization. Visual analytic. Visual analytic is allow you to play around, simulate your graph, that you can zoom, you can filter. Example, I just want to do this part here. When I click this one, they will zoom inside and see detail. So for your dashboard also the same. What you need is one single screen and all the information in a single screen, but not necessarily a single graph. You all cannot, you all kena ada a few graph. A few graph that all these graphs must answer your research question. Remember, you have 5 kind of research question I asked you to find, and then in the single dashboard. If you want to add extra tab, is okay, but that one is considered sub. What I want to see is the main one, one single dashboard though, and then have all the information inside it. I mean, you have multiple graph lah. So this is a true visualization actually. One single graph, a lot of information inside here. And usually to develop this is a PhD level lah. Okay, so this is another one. This is the axis, paksi lah, axis. This is all axis. If you see this one, this is multiple axis. We call it dimensional. Okay, in visualization, when they say multiple dimension here is the axis. X and Y is 2 dimension. Because 2 axis sahaja. That is another terminology lah use. Okay, let's see 3 function of visualization. This one I always ask in test. So for those who listen, you can answer lah. But honestly, I tell you, every semester, surely got students, they do not understand what I mean. Because probably tak dengar kan during lecture ataupun dah lupa. 3 function of visualization. Let's see the first one is to record information. Like, remember your assignment, the second part is I asked you to use non-graph visualization. These are the things. They want to show that this is the way they record a pulse, denyutan jantung. They use this machine. Last time lah, now this doctor pakai itu apa, stethoscope. And then this one, this is visualization that is abstract of a real eyes. If you take eyes and then you cut them into 2, you might not see what you see here. The reason is what? It need detail. Maybe you have to use kanta pembesar, microscope, and then you have to see detail. Then only you can see line here. These are all the vein. And then probably then only you can see this. So what they do is they take this complex, because our eyes is complex. They cut it, they analyze it, then they come out with abstraction. This one we call it abstraction. It's abstract of a real situation. Just like you buat rumah contoh lah kan, rumah yang kecil-kecil tu kan, model yang kecil-kecil tu. So prototype tu. Prototype is actually abstract of a real house. You kecilkan dia, you tunjuk this house. Example sama juga map. Map pun is a model lah, is a representation of a real situation, abstraction. Okay, so this is what it means here. And then the way they use the color, you can see this is red color, this is blue. Surely got reason. This is black, this is white because the background is dark color. Okay, so first is to record information. Usually we use it is to explain situation, to simplify complex situation. Like I say kan, you just abstract kan. If you were to show a house, susah kan, jadi you buat prototype of a small house, you tunjuk ke orang, angkat bumbung dia, you nampak. Kalau rumah 2 tingkat, you angkat first tingkat, you can see the first floor. And then you letak balik second floor, tutup bumbung and so on. So this is abstraction lah, sama You can use visualization for abstraction, like blueprint. Kalau itulah blueprint for houses pun sama. It's actually abstract. They use this blueprint to design a house. So it's again for communication purpose, right? Blueprint you give to engineer, engineer will derive the house. Architect design the house. Okay. And then it present data beautifully, yes. Usually when you abstract it, you present data in a beautiful manners lah. Like this one, right? Have lots of meaning here, the bar here, the color here, got two, Two surely they want to compare. This and this and this, which one is bigger? Line is a relationship. These are the things I want you to answer in your assignment. Make full use of line for communication, the bar, the color, the title, and so on. You also have a legend here. This blue represent what? Light blue. What does it represent? And so on. Okay. Then the infographic takes dense material such figure, present it beautiful, clean, and captivating format. Yes, clean, clear. Not only it is a design descriptively simple and functional, yes, because it is a model of a real situation. Usually, we make it simple, clear. It also provides the user with many options for interacting with the graph, such as adding countries and so on. This is when they say interacting with the graph, it means the simulation that you do, the interactivity that you have, you click here, the graph change, you zoom, you filter, and so on. You select what you want to see. It means two-way communication between you and the graph. And then it stimulate user imagination. Yes, user imagination. When you see this, and then you can, more or less, you can infer, what is the next one? Now you dah boleh agak-agak lah. Contoh lah, movie always do this one. You see, they always show one person drive. Tiba-tiba, they show the person terbeliak biji mata, muka tenganga, menjerit. Walaupun dia tak tunjuk, you can guess. Tell me, what can you guess? If a movie show this way, tulis tepi ni, I want to see. Okay, this person driving, tiba-tiba terbeliak biji mata dia tenganga, lepas tu dia menjerit. What does it mean? This is user imagination. What you imagine? Accident. Something horrible happen. Kan, shock. Accident, ada kereta kat depan. See? Accident. Terkejut kan, accident, terkejut. Nampak bunian, tu dia. Itu kalau malam lah. Kalau malam, yes. Dia tunjuk suasana kan malam. Lepas tu muzik dia pula, muzik yang very goosebump. Macam tu lah muzik yang mengerikan. Dia tu pun tunjuk mata dia terbelak je. You dah know dah. Because of the music, because of the night. And then dia pun tunjuk jam, pukul 2. And then dia pula takut-takut. Tiba-tiba, terbeliak biji mata. Then, imagination ni. A car coming from the other side. Terkejut kan? This is what it means. So, graph also the same. You can stimulate user imagination. It means that you bagi this one, dia kan dah agak dah, surely punya lah, contohnya COVID naik graph, you tahu dah. Mesti naik lagi until people predict at the time 25,000 kan. Rasa kita tak sampai kot 25,000, I pun dah tak ingat dah. After a while, I pun dah malas keep track sebab dah everyday 19,000, 20,000 dah macam lali lah. Janji I take care of myself kan. If everyone take care of themselves, it's help kan. Itu je, take care of myself. So at the time we can predict, dia sini naik, dia sini 25,000. I believe tak sampai. Now dah turun kan, tapi naik balik hari tu 4,000, naik balik 6,000. Dia main-main dah. Itulah naik turun tapi semakin turun lah. Then we can say that, nampak gaya macam semakin turun. You can predict lah, user imagination. You can see beyond the graph. A good infographics will not only do hard work. They call it infographics. But kalau betul-betul you define infographic dia tak ada infographic ialah this one lah, more on convey information. They are not graph, infographic. That's why I say terminology ni dia lebih kurang sama je. Infographic usually we use for presentation. Nowadays they use, instead of using PowerPoint, they use infographic. Maksud dia gambar pokok contohnya. You click one branch, they take you another slide. You click another pokok branch, they go to another slide. And then cantik lah, dia zoom lah, dia apalah. That is infographic. Mostly used for communication lah. To present data in a, what to say, interactive and more pleasant to see lah, cantik kan. Will not only do the hard work of digesting complex data, yes, it may also stimulate reader imagination by allowing them to conjure up different hypothetical situation. Hypothetical situation lah, like you see ni. Ya, mungkin another car coming. Mungkin dia nampak bunian, mungkin dia terkejut about something, bukan accident pun tapi dia terkejut about something, kereta depan yang accident. Bukan kereta dia, ataupun dia nampak another car langgar another person directly in front of them, dia pun menjerit. Yeah, things are like this tu. Hypothetical ni, situation ni, hypothetical. Nak tahu cerita, tengoklah cerita tu. Itu je. And possibility. Okay. So, this is the thing lah. Okay, let's see. It's explain process. Apa lah ni? I selalu wire I ni. I dah charge ni. Ada benda tak kena lah ni. Wire I ni. It's explain process. These are the things lah you can use for your project, for your assignment. It's explain process, like you can see there, these are the process. This is after 3 months. This is after 9 months. This is for coffee bean. Lambat juga kan coffee bean ni, 9 months baru keluar macam ni. That's why coffee bean musang makan pun orang pergi cari kan, coffee type musang, you tahu kan? Coffee type gajah pun ada tau. Have you seen about that? Coffee type musang dan coffee type gajah. Kan? Pernah dengar kan? You all pernah makan tak?
Tak selera.
Betul. I pun ni. Sorry lah. You makan kopi kapal api. This one very famous. Kopi luwak. I tak biasa dengar kopi luwak. Ya, you all tahu kan? Yes. And then I tengok lah kan, dia orang pergi kat tahi. Binatang-binatang ni pergi cari bean. And then they say very expensive. Oh no, expensive pun I tak akan cuba. Sorry lah, geli. So that's why lah, the coffee bean tu sangat keras kot kan. That's why it take 3 months. 3 months baru dia keluar tunas saja lagi, belum bercambah lagi. And then at this time, akar. And then after 9 months, baru akar serabut keluar. You see the akar. And then this is they call it original kan, daun yang asal tu. Daun asal ni they don't consider. Okay, this is just a start up. This one baru consider. As daun pokok yang ingat-ingat lah sikit I belajar dulu kan, high school. Banyak dah lupa. Yeah, you drink tea je mineral water. Yeah, mineral water is good. Tak payahlah minum benda-benda manis ni. Trust me, minum air suam. Kulit pun cantik. Kalau ladies, you will see. Because I memang dari anak dara memang minum air kosong. Anak-anak I pun memang minum kosong. You come to my house memang tak ada kopi, teh semua tak ada. Whoever come to my house memang dia orang tahu I jamu air kosong saja to you all. Then I tell them rumah I memang tak ada. Betul, if you come to my house I jamu air kosong. Kalau adik-adik I dah tahu dah. Whoever come to my house semua bawa their own 3-in-1. Mak I bawa kopi dia, orang ni bawa siapa, lepas tu semua pakat tinggal. Bila tinggal je nanti I donate to neighbor. Itu aja. It's good, trust me, it's good. I tak boleh kalau minum air manis, rengkuk I rasa geli because I'm not used to. Sekali-sekali okey lah. Tapi kalau I go people house, apa orang jamu I minum je. Kalau I go to your house, you bagi apa I okey je. It's just that if I have choice, I kosong je. It's good, trust me. You will awet muda. And then these are, like I told you, these are the abstract of the real plant. You tampaklah proses dia. Now only I know, oh 9 months, it takes so long. Kalau pokok cili I rasa 3 hari dah keluar ini dah. 3 hari, a few days later, dah keluar semua ni. Sekejap je, berapa minggu je dah. I selalu tanam cili je. Okay. So, this is what I mean abstract, it show the process. So for your assignment pun sama lah You cari benda yang can show process, how they do it, they simplify it, and then tunjuk gambar ni, akar, you know lah, oh akar macam ni. Kalau you see a real plant, ni tak akan nampak macam ni kan, you pun tak akan buat. People done research, you learn from them. Okay, number 2 is to explore information. Explore information, this is usually for graph lah. This one we don't explore. Usually we don't explore, we just tengok lah the process, we learn lah. This is more on communication, more for presentation. Probably they make canggih-canggih sikit lah now animation kan. If I click this one, dia zoom, dia tunjuk-tunjuk. Tapi basically it's more on communication, more on presentation lah. Dia tak ada data. Data dia macam ni aje. If you data besar ke data kecil ke dia macam ni. Daun tetap macam ni. Dia tak ada, if you feed more data, daun jadi lagi besar ke apa, tak ada So explore information, usually this one is for graph type lah. Process and calculate, yes, they have calculation. And then reason about data. And then you say, why COVID are rising? Then they say, oh, because of kilang-kilang. Because of, at the time lah kan, because of yang ambil injection adalah semua rakyat Malaysia, yang kilang tak ada, Indon, Bangla tak ada at the time. So, they are the contributor. So, things like this. And then, lepas tu, now dia orang pun dah dapat kan. I'm not sure, tak salah I, company have to pay for their workers So, analyze and discover, yes, you want to discover something. Pattern, trend and correlation, relationship among data, like I say, solar, data to create solar energy tu, electricity from solar energy tu, they come from many sources. Example, it can be humid, it can be wind direction, wind speed, lepas tu dia ada lah gauge, pun tak tahulah dia punya fizik punya term kan, and then temperature, and surprisingly, dulu I ingat kepanasan yang produce electric is actually no. It's actually the light tu. The light yang produce electric. After my student ada buat research on this one, my PhD student tu, baru I tahu, oh, it's actually the light. So that's why kalau terlampau panas sangat tengah hari terik, electric less. So dia carilah relationship tu discover. I pun baru discover. After I see the graph, then only I realise, oh, if tengah hari panas terik, electric less. Dia paling tinggi pukul 10, pukul 11 macam tu sebelum matahari terik, sebelum panas. And then of course lah kalau ada awan dia kurang, kalau angin kuat pun dia akan kurang, benda-benda macam tu. So kalau humid pun dia akan kurang. Dia ada effect kat situ. So you see this one lah, correlational relationship. The production of electric as compared to the environment factor lah. And then seeing is believing. Yes, if you want to prove something, I say kalau I tak ada graph lah contohnya, people say, COVID kat Malaysia ni dah 20,000, I tak akan percaya. Ya ke? Jiran-jiran ni okey je. I tengok kawan-kawan office I semua okey je. Tak ada seorang pun kena pun. Macam mana 19,000 tu? Mana datang? Yes, I tertanya-tanya. Mana 19,000 ni? Every day 19,000. Not to say that, oh, one time and then 1 month later 19,000. No. Every day 19,000. Where does it come from? Sedangkan when you see, macam, tak tahu neighbor I, office, tak ada. Macam tak ada cerita sangat about this thing. Among people yang so close kan, you don't believe. Until you see the graph, then you believe. Because we trust the source of the data tu. And that, but God also, some people they don't trust. They say, ini semua saja je. Orang kata nak buang, itulah dia panggil abah kan, nak buang abah. Muhyiddin tu nak buang, sebab tu dia saja buat. This is not betul lah, saja politik punya isu lah, apalah semua nak menunjukkan dia tak successful lah, apa semua. See, people pun tak believe the source, where the source come from. So provided that you believe in the source, then you believe in the graph lah. And then you reveal trend. I see kan, the purpose we want to simulate, we want to see trend. You see this one so many. I can zoom, I can filter. I just want to see all the major only yang besar-besar ni. These are the year in news, what people talk about. And then you see here MH17 ada. This year MH17 ni, people talk about it a lot. Yalah kan, heboh-heboh at the time. But still small as compared to other issue. Okay. Sony catch. Sony catch pun people talk a lot as compared to MH17. Okay, so you provide access to raw data. Yes, from raw data, you abstractkan dia, you get information. These are all abstraction of the data kan. Mention it also allowed the user to have direct access to all the original raw data. View link on top of the right corner. So here is true. If you see not all graph allow you to see up to the individual data. If you see parallel coordinate, yes. No matter how big is your data, you can zoom until you see individual data tu. Some tak boleh. Some they just see like besar je. That's all. If you click inside pun tak dapat see. But some yes. Even though like this, you click, they go in deeper. And then example, there are 5, maybe we say 20 row inside here. So you can see each one of the row that contribute to this big bubble here. So it depends. So this is what I say lah. If they are not provided, you can do your master by research, provide it. Itu je student-student selalu buat improvise the graph. The reason you improvise, of course lah, you want a lot of people to zoom, filter up to individual, orang kata titisan darah yang terakhir kan. Okay. Let's see here. Of course, interactive. It must be interactive. This one you familiar. Okay. Like this one you see, they use one color je. One color display information. And then the differentiate it is the line. This is the thing that I want you to kupas in your assignment. Like this one, they use bar, they use color, is 2 color only, the background and the data color. And then how you going to understand this data, you mean in terms of frequency, the line, the longer, it mean the more frequency. Of course, this one, they have a legend value here, X and Y here. Okay, we have here. So from here to here is the location. The location to X tu. At the same time, the length of it lagi. So, tak ada relationship. This one is not relationship based. Okay, this one relationship. Okay, you can compare from this apa ni John Milton ni you can compare. Okay, today no exercise. This one lah how more feature, they have zoom, they have filter, they have bubble information. Bubble information it mean like this. Ni dah tak keluar. Tadi bila ni macam ni. This is bubble. It means that you point to the data or to the shape of the object on your graph. Things will come out and they explain. They can explain the data is about what is the frequency, all the information about that bubble. About that graph that you point. You point to specific information. Like example, a bubble is something I think you know lah kan. If I point to this one, satu je I point. Then they give me detailed information about this. This is also good kind of design because sometimes your graph too small like this. You want to know more detail, you point to it. Or you mouse over je. You mouse over, bubble come out, and all information are revealed. So, Continue, explain information, storytelling. Last one is for storytelling. Share and persuade. Data visualization, if you want to tell story, you want to persuade, you want to share. Sekadar you nak share sahaja ataupun you nak persuade people. Kalau sekarang ni, kalau COVID, they always show the other way around. More and more people dah baik, berapa orang dah baik, how many people get injection, vaccinated and so on. So they try to say that, oh, it's a good news, vibe positive. If they want to make it vibe negative, alertkan people, takutkan orang, oh naik, COVID semakin naik, semakin naik, semakin naik. You see the way you play around with the graph, you can main orang punya emotion. You can persuade people, you can takutkan orang ataupun you want to release and rest, let people feel comfort. Ya, kita dah okay, continue SOP. Tengok, you have done a good job since you follow SOP, since you take vaccine. You see, we are getting better. So for those who not take vaccine, please do something. Please take. You see, we are better compared to before. You see, they make it positive, kan? That is how you play emotion lah in your storytelling. Nanti kita will learn a little bit more lah, not so detailed. Detail this kind of subject you have to do your own reading, yes, of course. And usually people yang journalist kan, pemberita yang they are very good at this. Tulis surat khabar semua tu kan. Even the title pun dah you nak membaca. Baca je title, okay, nak tahu. Dia terus instill your interest. Okay, answer a question, yes. You have research question, I have to cari 5 kan. You tengok baliklah sampel-sampel that I given to you. They have 5 research question and your graph must answer the research question tu lah. Yes, once answer your research question, you can make decision out of it. Present an argument. If I want to argue something, example, I say, okay, we should allow student back to campus. So I present a graph. I say, yes, you tengok. Fakulti kita okay, pensyarat okay, student okay, tak ada apa. Majority we do research question student jawab semua okay, then the chances okay, it's safe. You present your argument, you nak straighten your argument by giving graph. And then honestly I tell you, we do happiness index kan. Bila we do happiness index, I tak tahulah, I tak masuk meeting tu kan, meeting yang orang-orang atas lah. And then they say we do happiness index tu for the whole Malaysia. Cawangan Malaysia. And some of the cawangan, they use it for their advantage. They say, okay, you see a lot of our staff not happy with maintenance. Please give us money. They are suffering of the maintenance. Yang tak cukup itu, toilet tak kena. Yes, we also ask them about toilet tau. Do you happy with the toilet? Benda-benda macam tu. Parking, are you happy with the aircon? Are you happy with the CCTV? Untuk keselamatan, are you happy with the projector in the class, and so on. And then if the lecturer not happy, kacau nak mengajar susah, then they use it to ask for more money for maintenance department lah. They say, okay, now you please do something, we want to buy this, you have to allow. Lecturer are suffering, they are not happy working in the environment. This is the thing lah, present an argument. You cakap kosong, siapa percaya? But when you show graph, really strengthen your argument. That is why when my student FYP kan, kalau dia buat, tak kisahlah dia, my student, is it in the class not in this class. Buat tu, palang UiTM tu kan. Sebab pensyarah nak masuk, kalau hujan dia kena suar tangan dia, buka tingkap kan. I say, why don't we recognize plate number? Plate number. So image processing lah. So what I ask the student do is interview lecturer. Then lecturer will say, ya betul lah, susah, kadang-kadang hujan, kadang-kadang kad tu tercari-cari, terselit-selit dalam handbag, tak jumpa, kadang-kadang tukar kereta. Yes, it's happened to me. Bila tukar je kereta, my kad duduk dalam kereta lagi satu. Dah macam tak boleh masuk, then long queue kat belakang, kena reverse. You tahulah kan, kat fakulti tu kan kecil tu je, kena reverse. Sometimes tak reverse, I minta orang belakang lah, dia pun keluar lah tolong tag untuk I. Nanti I nak balik pula cari pula another friend. Can you please tag for me sebab I nak balik. Benda-benda macam tu. It becomes so problem. Kalau hujan, benda macam tu. So, these are the things lah. When you interview lecturer, then you buat sikit graph. Oh, betul lah lecturer not so happy lah. Then kita kena buat benda ni. Kita kena buat scan tu. Kenapa tak buat RFID? Contohnya lah kan, we say, oh RFID is so expensive ke apalah, apa-apa. UiTM tak nak sponsor benda-benda tu. Kita cakap lah, now we use yang small example, cheaper. Lepas tu, kalau RFID tu, card tu kena ada in every single car. Kalau plate number ni tak kisah, pensyarah can have 2 car. UiTM allow pensyarah to have 2 car, boleh guna, boleh masuk lah. So, dia bagi je nombor dia. Benda-benda macam tu lah. So, how you want to say there is a problem? You collect data, you present in a graph so that people say, oh yalah betul. Strengthen your argument. Feedback and interaction. Of course, you say you want to give feedback. Okay, contohnya lah, you buat survey buat student, you want to get feedback. Ya, student sebenarnya lebih suka datang kampus. Some student betul FYP dia orang tak nak balik. Dia orang kata dia orang nak ODL. Tak nak balik kampus. Some say nak balik kampus sebabnya tak boleh fokus. Kan family ramai, tak ada tempat proper place nak study dekat hall, study kat meja makan. And then some say bilik share, adik semua tak boleh fokus lah. Some ada juga yang paling sedih say tak boleh, sekejap mak suruh pergi kedai. Chore in the house kena buat, basuh kain, sedia kain. Semua benda-benda tu dia say cannot fokus. I pun faham. Okay. Then tell story. It tell a story. This is another way nak cerita kat you. You see how they manipulate or how they use visualization to instill people punya alert or shock. If I show you half of the graph sahaja, example I show macam ni kan. I tunjuk macam ni je. Okay. I see, 2004, 2005, 2006, oh tinggi, ini kurang tinggi. This is yang children meninggal tu, children mati. Kisah apa, lupa dah lama dah ni. Okay. Bila I tunjuk macam ni kan, ini children yang meninggal dekat sekolah. Kat tadika macam tu lah. Lepas tu, you see this one kan, you nampak, oh pada tahun ni ramai, ni ada. Okay, fine. If you draw it this way, they have a different impact. Saya tak tahu you boleh nampak ke tak. Kalau you are very sensitive, you akan nampak. If not, you memang jenis yang, tak kisahlah, sama je. So you are not a good analyst. You have to instill the interest. Train yourself to see all these things. Yelah, sama juga. Sometimes honestly lah, some people they're very sensitive about food. I have a brother. We adik-beradik memang tahu kan. Dia punya high class punya food ni, kalau dia rasa ini tak sedap. Ayam tu pun dia boleh kata, ini ayam, kalau ayam Tesco tu jangan bagilah dia makan. Dia kata, tak sedap. Sampai macam tu. Ayam Tesco ke, ayam apa ke, I makan rasa sama je. I cannot differentiate. Kalau my husband lagi. My husband is actually a chef. Kan, chef you tahulah, dia masuk je makanan dalam mulut, dia boleh pecah-pecahkan makanan tu. Dia kata, ini ada garam, ini ada ni. Kalau dia minum kopi, dia boleh tahu, kopi ni air tak mendidih. Air tak cukup masak. Dia boleh rasa semua dalam lidah dia tu. Dia very sensitive about that. Sama lah. When you talking about this kan. If you see this thing, some people dia rasa tak ada benda pun. Some people boleh nampak kan benda tu. Kekuatan masing-masing lah I say. That's why I say during class ni you belajar semua. Your strength, your weaknesses, berbagai-bagai kan. So when you start working next time, kalau macam I dah tahu I'm not a good chef. Yes, I'm not a good chef. I masak ni kurang lah sikit. Tapi baking I suka. Baking I okay. Masak kek ke roti ke. Itu memang I punya expert. I boleh lah kan, tapi tak boleh lah lawan kedai-kedai besar tu. Tapi okey lah, I boleh jual lah honestly. I biasa buat jual kuih-kuih tu. Jual for bukan untuk I, for charity. I jual, duit collection tu, I ambil balik tu, I beli lagi barang, buat kuih, bagi ke rumah anak-anak yatim. Macam tu je. So, sekejap Hello, I call you back I call you back. Okay. So this is what we say when you start working next time, you know what is your strength. Kalau your strength bukan memasak, you tak payahlah go masak. Dia tak sama kan, tak boleh kan. Kalau your strength memang memasak, you ada. Sebab betul, kadang-kadang tengok orang jual kuih apa semua kan, dia orang memang tak ada instinct on that one. Lepas tu bila dia orang buat kuih, you makan, you akan rasa macam dia tak boleh pergi jauh lah. Some people memang dia punya strength dia kat situ. Dia buat apa pun memang menjadi. Contohnya cikgu yang pergi belajar tu, she is that type. She kalau she jual kuih, orang queue panjang. Sebab tu saya pergi belajar dengan dia. But dia bukan sembarangan orang lah. Dia memang sekali you pergi belajar dengan dia bukan 50-20 ringgit punya kuih lah. Sekali you belajar satu resepi 500, satu resepi 1000. Dia punya style macam tu. Dan dia ajar you memang guarantee you boleh buat lah. Dia tak ada hanky-panky punya, tak adalah. Memang cukup, rasa semua cukup lah. Macam tu lah saya kan, because dia punya insting memang kat situ. Dan dia boleh cari makan kat situ. This is what I mean lah. Next time when you start working, you cari kekuatan you go to the area, insyaAllah you'll be very excellent in that area. That's why you have to know who you are. Dan you pergi cari dalam internet. Sebabnya, you all memang tak diajar benda-benda ni. When I study next time, my first semester in US kan, ada satu subjek tu, they teach you how to study. You ambil satu semester, teach you how to study je. To know who you are. What kind of person you are. Some people they study through eyes. Their eyes sangat alert. Dia tengok sikit benda dia alert lah. Some people listening, dia dengar dia boleh. Some people they have to practice. You kena take pen, you kena buat kerja, you kena berjalan, you kena itu, you kena ini, baru you can learn. You experience, you buat salah, you bangun, you salah. Some people dia dengar je orang cakap, dia dah tahu dah, jangan buat salah, benda ni akan salah. Ikut aja. Some people tak. Orang kata benda tu salah, dia tak boleh. Dia nak buat juga. Dia nak tengok juga macam mana salah tu. Bila dia sendiri feel, baru dia tahu. Dia tahu dah salah, tapi dia nak rasa juga. So that, dia boleh menjiwai benda tu. Jadi, kalau orang cakap je teori, dia macam di angin lalu je. Jadi, we study this one. And one of the lecturers say like this, you have to know who you are. Kalau you do not know who you are, you can never success. Apa saja you buat, you tak boleh sukses. Itu saja. You know who you are. You pergi Google teori-teori tu ada je. Dia bukan benda baru. Ini semua benda psikologi yang memang dah lama dah. Jadi you jangan ikut-ikut orang tau. Kalau you study, now you dah part 5, part 6 dah okey lah kot. Kalau part-part awal tu, I selalu pesan, jangan ikut orang. Sebab because, okay, I have a friend yang dia punya study dalam kelas je. Dia apa yang lecturer ajar kan, dia dengar betul-betul. Dia akan fokus 100%. Sebab dia listening skill dia tu very strong. Dengar-dengar, lepas tu balik rumah dia akan baca novel. Dulu novel lah. Tak ada K-pop ni semua kan. Jadi dia akan baca novel. Dia bukan study pun, baca novel je. Hari-hari kalau I ikut dia, mampu lah. Sebab dia bukan computer science lah, dia business. Dia orang tak ada programming macam kita kan. Kalau computer science ni every day buat programming, every subject programming. Dia lain pula, dia skill kan programming. Dia itu je. Tapi score among student yang top student. Itu je lah, dia dengar je. You tak akan nampak dia flip buku ke, jarang lah. Kalau nak exam aja dia flip buku. So you jangan follow orang macam tu. Sebab you lain, you tak sama dengan dia. You have to know who you are. Itu yang penting. That is, I still remember my lecturer tu punya muka. Keep on stress on that. So example lah kan, kalau you are the listening type, you tak boleh study dengan radio on. Kalau I kinesthetic person. I use eyes and also practical. Okay, I jenis yang programming. Sebab tu boleh kan programming. Sebab program, type program is practical kan. So, I boleh dengar dengan music. Memang I study buku music sebelah background. Tapi, people like me tak boleh study near macam kalau library, you kena cari tempat yang secorok. You tak boleh orang lalu lalang. Sebab immediately orang lalu lalang, you akan tengok. Kalau duduk dalam kelas, I akan duduk row paling depan. Kalau I duduk row tengah atau belakang, kelas yang besar-besar tu lah. Kalau orang depan garu kepala pun I tengok kepala dia. Kalau pen dia jatuh, dia tunduk pun I tengok dia. Sebab I'm so sensitive about movement. About benda yang movement because my eyes. Sebab itu I cakap you, honestly I tell you, kalau rumah I susun barang, kalau benda tu lari sikit pun I tahu. Biasa rumah I, someone masuk rumah I. Honestly lah I tell you, is a friend yang I very baik, tapi of course lah bukan UiTM lah. Kawan luar UiTM lah yang baik dengan I. Lepas tu one day I balik rumah, I tengok kenapa thumb drive I tu boleh letak tempat lain. Thumb drive yang kecil tu pun I tahu sebab I selalu pasang thumb drive tu adalah mengaji. I pasang, I cucuk, I pasang, lepas tu dia akan mengaji lah. Mengaji dalam rumah macam tu kan. Lepas tu I tengok, I pergi toilet, I tengok kenapa benda ni berubah tu, yang span tu. Kenapa dia duduk kat sini? Lepas tu I tengok almari I, sebab I susun baju semua very straight one. Kenapa dia sengit? Lepas tu, you see, I can detect very cepat. Lepas tu I pun heran macam mana. Sebabnya I kejadian tu tak mungkin I kata. Sebab anak I hantar pergi sekolah. Lepas tu I pergi office. Lepas tu bila I balik, dia macam tu. Anak I tak balik lagi rumah. Kenapa macam tu? Rupa-rupanya kawan I ni dah masuk rumah I do not know dalam masa macam mana dia boleh duplicate I punya kunci rumah tau. Sebab kunci I memang ada dua. Satu untuk itulah kan, kadang-kadang adik I datang, dia orang pakailah kunci tu. Satu I punya, I gantung tempat tu. Mungkin one time dia datang, dia ambil spare. Lepas tu second time dia datang, dia sangkut balik. Dia duplicate my kunci dan dia curi semua barang kemas I. I tell you, I buat police report. Tapi I tell the police tak payahlah ambil tindakan. Sebab I tahulah, dia punya husband penagih dadah. Anak dia masa tu yang kecil 2 tahun. Kalau dia kena tangkap, I pun tak tahu apa jadi kan. So, I kata tak apa. Belas ribu you. Belas ribu. I punya barang kemas tu. Itu pun sikit-sikit. Itu kan emas kan mahal. You ambil. Lepas tu baru I start selongkap. Cari-cari barang baru I tahu. Rupanya dia mencari benda dalam rumah I tu. Patutlah baju I terlari sikit. Dia cuba balik organize macam mana asalnya. Tapi tak sama. Sebab my eyes very sharp about benda yang tak boleh. Tak boleh tengok benda yang sengit ke apa, tak boleh. Tapi dah tua-tua ni I kurang sikit dah lah. Kalau dulu lagi lah. Itulah I cakap, your strength, you cari kekuatan you. Does not mean that macam I ni is bad or macam I ni is good. No, it's just that someone preference. Itu je. Jadi, that's why I say, you cari kekuatan you. When you kerja nanti, you go to the area, then insyaAllah you'll be excellent that area. Because betul. Because when I study last time, my lecturer memang cakap, know who you are. Lepas tu sekarang ni ada benda-benda tu bila you study, yes, in order to be success, you must know who you are. You jangan nak mengikut orang lalang macam tu, tak boleh. Orang you. Especially kawan-kawan lah kan cakap jangan. Macam I'm not a last minute person. I mesti konsisten aja. Kalau esok exam, malam ni I tidur lena aja. I tak ada macam tak tidur malam lah apa. Oh, no such thing. I'm not a last minute person. That's why siapa bagi-bagi kerja I last minute, I malas nak baca. FYP ke apa, nak tunjuk hari petang nak hantar, pagi bagi kat I, sorry lah. I malas. I tengok-tengok macam tu je. You bagi I awal, I akan tengok properly. No. So, these are the things lah. Know who you are. Okay, let's go back to this one. And baca banyak lah psikologi. Psikologi ni is, you cannot run away. Because psychology is about us. You understand human. Kan, you better, you nak macam ni kan. Okay, this is all psychology. You tengok dia nak stresskan benda ni. The children killed while attending school, October 2006. Ini paling banyak tau ada tragedy. Then they show that before this. Before this, adalah sikit. Tapi you tengok paling banyak, relative to others, this is alarming. And then they say, okay, after this incident, people dah get a shock, pergi sekolah pun boleh mati. Bayangkanlah kan, children, School is supposed to be a safe place for children. And then budak ni killed. So they have take drastic action, dah tak ada pun. Kosong terus. You see or not? It show that people have done something here. If you're alert lah. People have done something, they surely have take action. Sampai sebelum ni ada juga ni. Ada people macam mati sikit, biasalah tu, biasalah. Sampai satu yang very alarming, baru people take action, tak ada terus. These are the things lah. You play around, you put emotion into your graph and then you see death guna color dark. This red here to show that danger. Jadi benda-benda macam inilah I want to tell you. Ni merah ni. Yang coklat ni, itulah kan sekecil sikit sini. Ni coklat sini. Ini grey. So, how you going to get this information? By reading more graph, by seeing more graph, by playing around with more graph. More or less you pun slowly you gain lah this the art of designing graph. Ni ada message ni kat sini. Then you will say that tak ada. Drone strike and victim in Pakistan. You see drone strike tau. Bukannya biasa-biasa punya. It's attacking Nowadays drone dah bawa semua peluru pandu lah apalah semua So far okay? Faham tak? Can you understand what I'm trying to say? That the arts, you know how graph can instill emotion, can kacau you punya emotion, can make you alarm. Faham? Okay, good Azmi.
Faham.
Good. Berapa orang? 64. Okay, ada yang tak hadir ni. Okay, I take attendance. Siapa yang masuk lambat, consider absent lah. Okay. Okay. This is what that's why I say you can manipulate people tau by playing with this psychology ni. If you really know psychology, I tell you you memang boleh manipulate human lah. Ada satu case tu yang sebab I take psychology class kan, dia 120 orang, dia boleh influence ni people ni, this person ni boleh influence people 100 lebih lah. 100 dan bukan 120 macam tu lah. Boleh minum racun. Dia orang pergi satu macam tempat pegunungan, tanah lapang. Semua minum racun at the same time, termasuklah cikgu tu. Minum racun dan mati beramai-ramai. People try to understand kenapa dia boleh buat macam tu. Kat mana dia punya extra psychology dia. People ambil otak dia, belah otak dia, study macam mana. Even otak Michael Jackson pun dia orang belah tau. Yang belah macam mana dia boleh come up with a music yang sangat, boleh menyentuh jiwa orang semua. Dia orang ambil otak dia, belah tengok. Yang this one pun semua ambil otak dia, belah. Dia orang nak tengok bahagian mana otak dia besar. Selalunya dia orang akan jumpa lah bahagian otak dia ni sini besar, bahagian otak ni sini besar. With psychology lah. They know how to kacau emosi orang. Manusia ni we are human. We are creation of human. We buat decision is also based on human emotion. You jangan cakap macam, kalau you masuk office, benda-benda masalah rumah tangga, masalah anak-anak, masalah family, mak bapak ke apa, tinggal je kat rumah. Datang office, fokus office, mana boleh. You are same person. Emotion is within you lah. No such thing lah. Dulu-dulu lah. Orang dulu suka cakap macam tu. Sekarang ni jarang lah orang dengar. Because more and more people realise that you cannot do this. What they can do ialah pergi balik, rehat. Ataupun dia will say, settle dulu masalah you then come back to office. Now dah tukar. Kalau overseas lagi, you ada masalah tu memang dia bagi cuti. Emotion punya tu boleh ambil cuti. Malaysia tak boleh. Malaysia ni lebih kepada you sakit, luka, berdarah, pingsan, abang boleh. Kalau emotion ni, dia macam tak anggap satu benda yang penting. Padahal, because of emotion orang bunuh diri. Because of emotion lah people bunuh orang. Dia dah tak boleh kawal emosi dia kan. And honestly, more and more statistic has shown that teenagers macam you all ni lah, more and more orang kata kena diagnose. Sama je, my girl pun cakap, mami dia pun terkejut, dia kata masa dia study kat Malaysia dia tak tahu benda ni. Bila dia dah study overseas, dia orang dah pergi overseas, then only they realise that mental health ni is a common issue. It's not benda you gila ke, you apa ke. Baru this friend, kawan-kawan dia berani reveal. Lepas dia orang pergi overseas lah. Because dia orang dah change their mindset kan. My girl pun dah 4 tahun dah kat sana. 4-5 tahun lah macam tu lah kan. Dia dah, orang kata dia dah know that the culture kat sana, dia dah accept kan culture kat sana. Baru dalam grup-grup, dia orang akan cerita, I sebenarnya, dia akan cakap lah, hari ni I nak pergi jumpa doktor. Dia orang ambil, have to see this doctor daripada Malaysia tau. Daripada teenagers. Lepas tu bila dia orang pergi overseas, belajar kat sana, dia continue with a different psychiatrist lah kat sana. Dia kata, okay hari ni I jumpa psychiatrist. Lepas tu kadang dia balik, dia cerita, psychiatrist I cakap macam ni. They just open about themselves. They just accept. I'm sick, just like I demam, just like I batuk, just like I sesemua, I need to take medication. Yes, it's true. You bukan gila. Sometimes these people bukan masalah environment pun, masalah dia punya chemical terlebih dalam badan. Ada setengah macam tu, certain chemical tu terlebih. Dia akan extra anxiety, some because of parents. Parents terlampau nak perfectionist. Nak anak score. Jadi anak tu terlampau takut. Terlampau takut tak score. Terlampau takut does not meet the parents punya expectation. So when they grow up, they become anxiety. Anxiety yang kena makan ubat tau. Bukan anxiety yang, nak ambil exam, I takut lepas exam, lega habis. That one is a common anxiety. Everybody have anxiety. You nak do presentation, naik stage, memang you pun seram-seram sikit kan. Nak present FYP, seram-seram sikit kan. Lecturer ramai nak tengok you kan. You seram-seram, itu common. Ini anxiety yang kena makan ubat lah. So you all future generation, you ada anak-anak, be careful lah, baca lah psikologi tu. Don't buat macam tu ke anak-anak you, kesian. Yang banyak yang jadi case tu yang my girl punya observation lah. Parents yang macam tu lah, one perfectionist dengan anak-anak. Anak memang pandai, no doubt lah, sebab semua pun pergi overseas kan. Memang anak pandai. Tapi daripada kecil they are being, they are being not perfect. So my girl pun cakap, my girl lah, saya cakap, thank you mami, you never force me. Yes, I never force my children. I just say you belajar kerana Allah, buat sedaya upaya you. Kalau itu je you dapat, tak apalah. Sebab you dah berusaha. Tapi kalau you tak berusaha, I marah lah. I marah kalau tak berusaha. Tapi kalau dah berusaha dapat B ke, tak apalah. Accept je, macam tu. No, don't. Then my girl pun cakap, she grew up in a very happy environment, tak ada stress. Last time she talk like this, she say, Mami, I thought all parents like that. Now only I know that they are not. They are not, Mami. Dia ingat semua mak bapak macam tu kan, sebab this how I train my children. You pun sama lah. The children in future, think lah, kesian anak you. Parent dia tak tahu anak dia. Dia memang tahu anak dia ambil anxiety, tapi dia tak tahu pun problem tu come daripada dia. Ada my friend cakap kawan dia, okay, first year balik. Lepas tu balik sana, dia cakap kata, menyesal lah balik. Menyesal balik. Lepas tu terus tak balik lah. Tak nak balik sebab suka away from parents, daripada dekat dengan parents. Some bila dia dah sampai this level, baru dia confess to my girl. Dia cakap, tak tahu, my girl ni dia jadi macam orang psychiatrist lah juga sebenarnya. Orang ada masalah semua cari dia. Dia pun cerita, Mami, why siapa ada masalah semua cari dia. Probably because dari kecil I selalu ajar dia psikologi. No, people are like this. Bila benda berlaku lah, macam saya kata kan, kalau cikgu kena pukul, I say no. Sometimes human have a lot of problem. Might not be your reason. You have done your best. It's okay, forgive them. Banyak benda macam tu kan. Jadi banyak benda psikologi I train my children dari kecil. Jadi dia faham situasi tu, so that they stable. If anything happen to them, they stable lah. They understand the situation tu. Dia taklah rasa melupuk ke apa kan. Sometimes yes, kalau people marah, kalau kawan you mengamuk-ngamuk, berbel-berbel marah you, mungkin dia ada masalah tau. Bukan sebab dia saja marah you. It's not about you. Kan, my girl selalu cakap macam ni, Mami, it's not about us lah Mami. We are never in their attention lah. Their attention, their life attention lah. Dia punya life attention, dia ada banyak lagi masalah. Kita ni duduk sipi-sipi je. Yes, it's true. Tiba-tiba dia marah you. Probably dia ada masalah lain, dia serabut, and then you pula kata, memang perangai dia buruk lah apa. No, I always tell my children, no. Probably dia ada masalah lain, you never know. So, you biar je kat dia, forgive je. Kalau memang dia jenis macam tu, day in, day out daripada awal, jenis suka nak mengamuk-ngamuk kat orang, you tinggal je lah. Tapi kadang-kadang kan once a while saja dia baik, tiba-tiba dia jadi macam tu, surely dia ada masalah. So forgive dia. You should help them, bukan marah dia balik. Things like this lah. So my girl, macam tu lah dia selalu cerita. Lepas tu dia kata kawan dia seorang tu cakap, I know why I become like this. Because of my parent. Lepas tu dia cerita lah, my parents selalu macam ni. My parents selalu buat macam ni. Now I want to change. I don't want. Macam tu. Dia confess to my girl. Dia pun, bila dia orang realise bahawa dia orang yang study medik tu, dia orang ambil psikologi. Dia orang ambil juga psikologi. Not semua medik student ambil psikologi. Different university, different. My girl punya university take psychology. So, bila macam tu barulah kawan dia tu realise what happened. And then dia pun converse. And then my girl pun cakap, Mami, whatever you tell me is correct, Mami. Exactly, Mami. Dia selalu cakap macam tu, Mami, you're so intelligent, Mami. I very happy, I very lucky I was born anak you, Mami. Apa yang you buat while I grow up, exactly like what I learn now, Mami. Yalah sebab I baca, Ma. You all pun sama baca. I pun bukan plug information mana-mana. Kan, it's all from people that buat research. Dia kata, exactly, Mami, what you do to us last time. I remember you do exactly like what I'm learning now. So dia macam rasa appreciate lah. So this is what I say. You will, bila you dapat anak yang senang, anak tu akan grow up happy, you pun senang. Kalau you dapat anak yang you yang create dia orang macam tu, lepas tu dia jadi masalah, you juga yang pening, you juga yang risau. Sedangkan you yang buat dia jadi macam tu, emotion dia you pergi kacau. I pantang kalau budak tengah lah happy, you pergi mengusik. I macam tu lah bila I tengok anak buah I kan. Datang makcik ni seorang. Contohnya lah kan, dia ada adik dia kecil. Makcik ni keep on saying like this. Ambil adik dia. Budak tu happy, ambil adik dia. Kita ambil adik dia bawa balik. Sampai budak tu riak. Seronok ke you usik budak macam tu? Is it you consider joke? Memanglah dia budak dia riak. Allah, riak. Tak ada, kita tak ambil lah adik you. Dia tak ambil lah. Budak tu happy, you trigger bagi dia nangis and you take it as a joke. Is it a joke? I tak boleh. I pantang benda-benda macam tu. Walaupun budak kecil, you have to start jaga emotion while they are still young. Jaga benda-benda tu. Bagi you all memang tak ada benda. Tak ada benda lah. Alah, tak kisahlah. Makcik tu main-main aja. No, it's not. It's not. This is all children. Dia pun ada emotion like us. Suka ke orang buat macam tu? Kan budak kan you buat macam tu. Tak boleh. Dulu I pun bergaduh juga dengan babysitter. Terus tukar babysitter. Sama lah. Boy I ni dia orang suka buat macam ni. Biasa tu. My boy ni dia bulat, cute kecil kan. Lepas tu dia sebik lah. Sebik sebab sedih kan. Seronok tengok dia sebik. Lepas tu I marah dia. Kata I tegur makcik jangan buat macam ni. Kata dia pun ada emosi. Dia bukan tahu makcik marah dia macam tu. Is it a joke ke? Bagi dia orang marah dia sedih lah kan. Sebab dia sebik, sebab dia sedih tau. Hati dia sangat sedih. Saya cakap. Lepas tu anak dia marah I tau. Kalau budak-budak tak boleh ditegur, nanti naik kepala semua. I kata kalau dia buat salah you tegur. Ini budak berjalan pun tak boleh. Dia merangkak je at the time yang you usik-usik dia tu. Kalau anak I buat salah, you rotan tak apa. Ini dia tak ada buat apa pun. You dukung dia, pakat-pakat acan. Lepas tu I terus tukar babysitter. Sebab anak dia scold I. Anak dia kata apa tau? Kalau budak tak boleh ditegur, esok naik kepala lah, melampau lah. I kata yes, kalau dia buat salah, you tegur. Dia buat salah ke? You dukung dia out of nothing, you acah dia. It will tarnish budak ni punya emotion ni, dia akan effect sampai tua tau sebenarnya. Honestly. There are times, honestly, I tell you, I berhenti kerja 3 tahun sebab I nak jaga anak I, stablekan dia orang, apa betul. Lepas 3 tahun baru masuk kerja balik. Yes, it's true. Because tak boleh. Benda-benda ni jangan main-main. And then the result, you tengoklah anak I. I bukan cakap apa, betul. It is a result of what I've been doing. Nak kata anak I pandai, tak pandai. Tapi you jaga emotion dia. You make them very happy. You make them have self-confidence. You increase their decision making. They are very fit. They are very strong. Honestly, I'm telling you lah, my girl MRSM 4 flat, my boy pun MRSM 4 flat. Kalau you tengok result dia, bukan nak brag. This is, I say the product if you jaga anak you betul-betul. Bukan paksa. You give the proper emotion to them. Both of them 4 flat. And then you see result dia memang A+, the whole year, the whole 2 years. Siapa yang duk marah, you tahulah sistem dia orang CGPA kan. Form 4 and Form 5. Dia bukannya apa, dia memang straight A+, A+. Lepas tu my girl, IB International Bachelorate kan, sebelum pergi overseas tu. That is the hardest course tau. You all pergi godek lah. The hardest foundation ialah IB. IB dia memang sangat difficult, sangat susah. And my girl dapat flat, dapat macam orang kata full score. 43 full score. And then the CO tu, write letter tau. This IB ni adalah international tau. Dia daripada Switzerland punya produk. Produk Switzerland. CEO dia tulis surat hantar kepada my girl, congratulations. And my girl masuk bulletin tau. Masuk macam newspaper macam tu lah kan. Because the last person yang dapat 4 flat adalah dapat 43 tu 10 years ago kat Malaysia. Orang tak dapat punya. Bila dia pergi Ireland, bila dia register, dia orang kat sana dah tahu, oh, you are the one. You are the one full score. Dia belum sampai sana, orang dah tahu dah. Oh, Fazana. Dia pergi register, orang dah semua dah kenal dah. Oh, bukan siapa saja boleh dapat full score tu. Because of that. My boy pula, dia lepas SPM, result tak keluar, terus pergi China, scholarship lah. Lepas tu, foundation, best student juga. Dia buat tu valid, apa yang speech tu kan. Yes, it's not because anak I pandai ke apa, you jaga emotion them. You jaga dia orang elok-elok, they know how to make decision. If they ada masalah, they know how to solve the problem. I train anak-anak I to survive in this world, bukan to get A. Kalau you train anak I nak dapat A, you pressure dia. Lama-lama semua mental anak-anak you. I tell you it's true because it's rising tau. And this semester I have student buat inilah mental issue among university. Then dia punya case study adalah UiTM student. Memang kalau you tengok memang rising amat tejas. Yalah, parents semua dah macam kaya-kaya, canggih-canggih. Sebab tu nak anak apa excellent. Salah tu. It's not that. You have to train differently, survive in this world. Ada masalah boleh solve. Jadi dia ada masalah apa, dia boleh solve lah. Dia solve. Ada masalah study, dia solve. Dia tak adalah stress. Ini tak boleh solve problem, stress lah. Lepas tu makan ubat. This is real issue, I'm telling you. Okay, come back. Masuk kelas I macam tu lah. Because that is a soft skill. I want you to be success beyond your ABC yang you grade CGPA dapat ni. I want you to go out there, outside, work, be excellent in your workforce, and then you have children, you have family, success. If your family success, I tell you kerja pun senang hati. You can also success in your career. Okay, data visualization today. Today, data visualization go beyond the standard chart and graph. Yes. Beyond Microsoft Excel. Ini Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, the old version. Now, Microsoft also, they have API for visual analytics, similar to Power BI. Okay, display data in more sophisticated way, such as infographics. Infographic ni usually more for presentation lah. Dia beyond, dia dah advanced from PowerPoint. You can see that beyond PowerPoint. DAS and gorgeous. These are all the graph lah, map. This you can see fever. Fever chart pun ada. You can see in Power BI kan banyak kan. You can also import. Interactive capability, yes, must be interactive. Two-way communication. Whatever you request, the graph respond to you. Whatever you request, the graph understand what you are requesting, then they pun return back to you. This is what we call interactive. Enable user to manipulate them and drill into the data for querying and analysis. Drill kan, drill down. You mean like I say kan just now, parallel coordinate allow you go to individual data. Indicator designed to alert user when data has been updated to predefine condition occur can also be okay. So let's see this one. These are graph, example of graph. Yang of course lah looks sophisticated, right? So many things. That's why we say we need visual analytic for you to zoom, for you to filter, so that you can analyze portion by portion. Okay, research has shown that no one going to study everything, going to analyze everything at once. Usually you will go, portion by portion ataupun orang kata macam itulah, brick by brick lah kan, sikit baru jadi besar macam itulah. Jadi that's why it's okay to have graph yang very complex macam ni, satu everything logo. Then the most important thing is visual analytic, allow you to zoom, allow you to filter, allow you pusing this graph ke whatever. That is important, because we want to see what you want to see lah. You want to see because you want to answer research question. You have a research question that you need kan, that is the objective of your project tu. Anyone lah that hire you, surely they have some scope that they want to see. Tapi ada juga yang dia kata scope dia ialah I tak tahu apa yang nak jumpa. You tengoklah apa yang bila graf-graf tu apa yang alert you. Contohnya kan you tengok this one. Besar ni apa benda ni? Alert you. Increase your interest. Bila increase your interest baru you guys zoom. Bila you zoom baru you keluar research question. Kenapa dia jadi macam ni? Lepas tu zoom lagi. Siapa baru you zoom. Research question tu datang kemudian, not before. Some yes you design, but for your project all based on predefined research question lah what you looking for. But it does not limit to that. Please bear in mind. You can also do not know. Baru nak discover. Bila discover, baru you ada research question. Ada satu tanya, jumpa. Lagi tanya. Macam tu. Okay, the analytic tu yang penting. Pro dia, it can be assessed quickly by a wider audience. Yes, wider audience. It convey a lot of information in a small space. Ini yang I cakap tu kan. So your project make sure you have this. Tapi your project pun dashboard lah. Dalam satu dashboard tu have many information. Semua information to answer your research question. Like I say, sub-sub tu boleh lagi. Sub-sub tab tu, itu consider extra. Yang penting satu tu in a small space ni. And then it make your report more visually appealing. Maksud dia cantik-cantik lah, organize, lawa-lawa. Nowadays memang macam tu, semua benda dah kecil-kecil. Sometimes bila I tengok website lah kan, I tell my boy, tak jumpa lah. Then my boy datang, dia pun klik. Ni ada tweet. Rupanya kecil je button. I tengok, I nampak macam another design je. Rupanya itulah buttonnya. Kecil, small. Now generation is like that. Baru I realize, next time kena tengok yang kecil-kecil tu. It make your report more visually appealing. Con ialah it can misinterpret information if incorrect visual representation image. Okay, misinterpret information ni I also nak kupas about your FYP. Most student FYP dia akan bagi graph, dia give table, dia bagi diagram, architecture of your system, and so on, diagram, lepas tu dia tinggal content. No explanation, nothing. Okay, so kalau if you give me this one, kalau tak ada tak ada lah title, tak ada apa, you tak explain, I can say, ni budak tadika main drawing chart. Color dia pakai color green. Ini pakai straw ke? Yang line-line ni tiup-tiup pakai straw ke supaya jadi line? Ini pakai apa? Brush besar ke brush kecil ni? Color ni color apa What is the brand? Is it Stedtler ke? Is it apa Color ni? Dia pandai lah lukis ni. It's a kind of art lah. You suruh I interpret lah sesuka hati I kan? That is a danger. A lot of people don't understand that concept. The purpose of visualization is not for the end user to interpret it themselves. You as a researcher, you come out with the content, you are the one who main-main dengan this graph. You are the one who explore this graph. You are the one who decide to use this graph. Mesti ada sebab, mesti ada tujuan, ya kan? So,
what
When you
people
have to
like.
explain the findings semua tu, explanation tu. I as the end user, you
Last
write
minute
report
pula
for
tu.
me, I want to read, I just baca lah. What is your input? Tapi tak, you buat you bagi.
92 minutes
I dah
dengan
hire
47
you,
46,
lepas tu I kena
47.
interpret
Mana?
sendiri.
Dua sama kan?
Then tak payahlah hire you.
But
So
the
that
last
is the
one tu,
danger.
oh shit.
FYP memang
Kau
selalu
tengok
buat macam tu.
macam mana dia
Lah.
first touch tu. First touch
I
tu
rasa
ball terus
half of
gol.
you will do that. Kalau I tak cerita kat sini kan. Jadi don't.
First touch.
Anything we want, the graph ni is
Kan?
actually is a
Kau tengok
supporting
apa
to
ada
your
reaction Rio
statement.
Ferdinand pun apa.
Dia bukan tinggal dia terkonteng-konteng ask you to interpret, no. Of course lah, some graph memang boleh. You letak aja, people tengok pun dah tahu kan. You bubuh title je yang panjang sikit kan. Kata title nowadays are panjang, then people terus boleh interpret, very obvious. Yes. Kalau macam ni, kan. So you have to
Tapi
explain the graph
ni
become
MU
your
point
supporting.
paling banyak.
Support.
3-2
Bukan dia explain everything.
History tu.
3-2.
So this
Gila.
adalah
Sebelum ni kau
ni misinterpret information lah. If incorrect, visual measure is made. It can be distracting if the visual data is distorted or excessively used. Yes, distracting lah. Kalau terlampau banyak, terlampau berserabut. Tapi that's why when you do report, you tak bagi yang serabut tu. You zoom to answer your research question, that part you filter, you ambil that graph bahagian tu. You zoom this one, you tengok, you ambil. So that when you explain, people nampak the pattern. Oh yalah, betul pattern dia. So as long as the graph tu, itulah the bahagian you zoom tu, bahagian you filter tu memang really answer or support the statement that you are trying to say. Walaupun dia besar, dia kompleks macam mana. So I say visual analytics is important.
Kau tengok berapa ramai
Boleh
sel
ya?
ID. Account. Even lawak Sandra
Ya, severe anxiety betul. Anxiety I tahu. Even my student also pun tell me, lepas I mengajar kelas macam ni kan, dia pun dia kata, madam, I very thank you, madam understand. Because I pun having this kind of issue, dia cakap, I pun taking medication. I say tak apa. If you have apa masalah apa, let me know. We bukan, I will help you. Kalau you terlampau anxiety ke apa ke, you need help, need macam assignment you tak boleh buat ke, tak boleh share on time ke apa, let me know. Zaman ODN ni lagi stress. Let me know. Bukan I nak penalize you, we find solution for you. So you kalau tak genuine ke, you genuine, itu you dengan Allah. Kalau you saja-saja nak manipulate I, go ahead. Itu you jawab kat akhirat. I punya job ialah, if you come to me, you have problem, I believe in you, I help you. Itu saja my job. I will not question betul, some people kan yang I tengok kan, dia kata miskin lah, itulah, ini semua sebenarnya bukan miskin, malas kerja. Some people adalah juga kawan I yang jadi, itulah yang dia orang kutip-kutip duit ni kan, pergi hantar-hantar makanan kepada orang-orang susah apa semua kan. Dia kata kan, kadang-kadang kita masuk rumah ni dengan semok, dengan berselerak, dengan busuknya, dengan apa, dia kata itu bukan miskin, itu malas. Sampai satu level dia kata, I sekarang ni I don't care, dia kata. Dia orang perlukan makanan, I bagi je, dia kata. Dia organize lah kan. I pergi hantar je. Dia orang malas ke, dia orang genuine ke, I tak kisah lah, dia kata. Dia pun macam I juga. I tak nak question lah. Kalau I question, I pening kepala, dia kata. Tapi dia kata memang betul. Some tu malas. Orang miskin, you miskin macam mana pun, takkanlah rumah you, you tak boleh cuci rumah. Orang miskin kena duduk dalam kotoran ke? I pun come from poor family. Kan I told you kan, I tak tahulah, I memang orang miskin pun. I datang from poor family. I cerita dia ada kelas, nak kelas. Very miskin, I dulu miskin je. Is it mean you miskin, you must be kotor? Tak kan? I sampai sekarang, I pantang benda kotor-kotor ni. I tak boleh kan. Kalau nantilah I show you satu acute video anak buah yang datang rumah I, umur baru 2 tahun lebih. Dia tengok, dia datang rumah I pun dia tahu tumpah air yang pergi cari tisu cepat-cepat lap. Kalau dia sepak-sepak rumah I, dia pun tahu apa simpan yang elok. Nanti I bagi satu video cute sangat. I pun kebetulan I nampak dia terus video. Sebab dia selalu datang rumah I, jadi dia pun memang anak I pun actually macam tu. Tumpah air pergi lap. elok tak elok, betul tak betul, clean tak clean, itu story kedua. Yang pertama
Right.
buat je.
Mak
Some people
kelas
dia kata
tu.
malas lah nak suruh anak buat. Satgi tak bersih lah, you buat lah sampai
Minggu
itu.
ni padu
Betul, anak-anak you semua jadi.
lah babi.
Itulah. Nak
Greenwood.
buat tak
Dia
reti.
main apa?
Striker.
Betul, train children dia memang dia kecil. Buat je lah.
Oh, Greenwood yang assist tu.
Apa,
That was
nanti
Bruno,
bila dia dah, you rasa dia
Shit.
tak nampak you rasa dia tak bersih, you lap
But
lah.
you see the second goal.
Nanti bila dia besar dia pandai lah, tapi habit tu kena ada. Baca lah psikologi. I keep on telling you, baca je lah psikologi. Untuk membesarkan anak-anak you all in future. Okay, data visualization is going to change the way our analytic work with data. They're going to be expected to respond to issue and more rapidly. Yes. Issue must be respond rapidly. Action must be take rapidly. Like I say kan, house tour doktor, mai lah one day. Rumah I minimalist je, tak ada barang, kosong. Rumah I minimalist. Itu pun my good boy keep on telling me, Mami, next time I have a house, my house lagi minimalist dari you. Ini buang. Semua dia nak buang dalam rumah I. Lagi dia tak nak barang. You tengok bilik dia pun memang macam very cantik lah bilik dia. Itu dia design sendiri semua.
Dah berubah kan.
Memang konsep tu lah minimalist, simple. Kita tak ada beli barang banyak.
Sekarang ni semua pakai
But we tak nak track in the marketing punya psikologi. You pergi belajar marketing punya psikologi. How they make you beli barang. Sorry lah, I take that class mah. Bila I take that class, no one can manipulate me. Sebab I tahu je, bila I tengok je benda ni, I dah tahu dah, ini dia guna konsep ni nak manipulate I. I tengok je ni, dia guna konsep ni semua teori-teori psikologi tu I dah tahu dah. So they are going to be expected to respond to issue more rapidly. Maksud dia macam student I kan yang buat PhD tu yang buat abnormally. Yes, dia guna machine learning dan dia juga guna visualization as such that kalau ada solar panel tu rosak, immediately dia trigger. Dia punya adalah untuk trigger that ada kerosakan, kemungkinan ada kerosakan, tapi dia tak diagnose rosak apa. Dia cuma trigger, there is issue there. Baru maintenance pergi check. Kalau tidak, it take months. I told you kan. I tak ingat lah kelamannya cerita. It take months for them to solve the issue. Tapi bila ada benda macam tu, immediately. This is what we say, we collect the data, we analyse the data, we want to solve issue rapidly. We tak nak dah sebulan kemudian baru detect the error. It become very costly. We want that benda tu tak betul, we terus respond. Kenapa? Sebab we have data. We analyse the data and then from the graph, we jumpa lah anomaly dia apa semua. And of course lah, when you want to do this, is beyond just visualization lah. Visualization is the last part. The early part tu, of course, you kena pakai statistik, you kena pakai machine learning. Benda-benda tu, if you want to learn more, sign up lah. You nak habis dah kan degree ni, sign up for our data science. Itu satu kaki statistik, satu kaki IT. They call IT lah, not computer science, because you will use tool. You dah tak pakai basic programming macam Java apa semua, tak ada you use tool. So IT lah, dia jadi IT lah. Computer science ni tak ada. Computer science ni dia akan jadi itulah Java, C++. So and they need to be able to dig more information inside. Kalau I kata mula-mula dia trigger, ada silap kat sini. But my student do that part lah. The second student, kalau dia dah siap, I will cari second student. First trigger. And then this second student will cari zoom, tengok apa sebenarnya masalah dia. Is it electric blackout ke? Is it wire putus ke? Is it converter tu yang tak boleh convert electric tu, solar to electric, or is it conversion happen tapi meter tu tak baca, you convert, you jual electric you kat TNB, tapi meter you tak record. Kan, you tak dapat satu sen pun sebab dia based on the meter tu. Sama lah kat rumah kita kan, kalau meter rosak, entah you negatif, entah you bayar 1,000. Kan, anything can happen kan. So dia akan zoom, detect. These are all data. Play around with data. Very interesting nowadays. Look at different, more imaginatively. Tu imaginative tu. Everything possible. You are the future data scientist you all ni. Data visualization will promote the creative data exploration. Yes. What we do in the class, graf-graf biasa je lah kan. Tapi these are go beyond. I'm telling you all the beyond. Okay. That's it for this one. Ada soalan? Saya juga. Apa? You gembira apa ni? Gembar. Apa gembar Bukan, sorry. Sorry. Saya juga. Sorry, I nak cakap ni. Saya juga apa ni?
Tak, tu yang minimalis tu.
Oh, you all pun minimalis. Bagus. Yes, minimalis ni, I tell you saya tak beli barang lah you. My boy pun cakap, Mami, you are lain lah daripada orang. Bila dia orang besar, dia orang analyse lah. Dulu dia orang tak analyse lah. Mami, you ni lain lah daripada orang lain. Dia kata, ada mother beli shopping. You ni shopping pun. I tak boleh pergi shopping tau. I muda-muda dulu. Masa tu, I tak ada anak lagi. My sister semua ada anak kecil-kecil. Semua anak kecil-kecil. Sebelum raya, kita kan balik kampung. Dia orang pun nak cari tudung lah. Apa semua pakat-pakat keluar lah. Bawa lah anak-anak semua. Husband dia orang tak ikut. Sebab tahu dah kan, kita kalau shopping macam mana kan perempuan-perempuan ni. Kerja I ialah masuk kedai, I duduk kat pintu. You all shopping lah nak rawak ke apa, I tunggu kat pintu. Siapa keluar, cekah, masuk. Siapa keluar, cekah, masuk. Jadi budak-budak tu main je lah dalam kedai kain ke, kedai tudung ke main. I duduk kat luar, I tak shopping. I tolong jaga je anak dia orang. Ataupun dia orang pergi shopping, tinggal anak dia orang, I garang. Honestly, I very strict kan. I manja budak, at the same time I very garang. Lepas tu, bila time makan, semua duduk sini, I suap seorang makan. Nanti cukup tidur, okay, masuk dalam bilik, ada aircon kan, buka aircon, semua bergelimpangan tidur. Siapa tak tidur, I pegang rotan. Umur yang 12 tahun tu pun I paksa tidur. Sebab kalau dia tak tidur, yang kecil-kecil ni tak mau tidur. Nak main. Yang 12 tu dia tak boleh lah nak tidur kan. Yang budak kecil ni tidur lah. Dia tak boleh tidur, dia nak sembang I. I kata diam. I pegang hanger. Lepas tu semua lena. Nanti masing-masing bangun lah sendiri. Masing-masing bangun, I bagi makan. Mak dia pun memang tinggal kat I. I tak boleh pergi shopping. I pergi shopping biasa. Saudara I lah bawa I pergi shopping. Lepas tu I keluar, I muntah. I tak boleh. Masuk, tengok barang. I lemah tengok dia orang. Angkat barang, tak beli, sekejap pergi tengok ini, sekejap patah balik kedai sana. I jadi runsing. Kenapa tadi kan dah okey? Kenapa tak ambil? Otak I berfikir tu. Kenapa dia orang ni? Ini pun boleh ke? Bila I berfikir, terus I muntah. You biasa, I muntah. You not believe me. I jenis pergi, beli barang, bawa balik. Sampai masa tu my girl yang kecil-kecil tu, masa kecil lah dia kata, seronok lah pergi shopping dengan mama. Dia orang panggil mama lah, I dia orang panggil mami. Mama Zakia, seronok lah pergi shopping. Masa dia kecil lah, sampai besar, dia pun jadi macam I. Anak I semua jadi macam I, semua tak suka shopping. Beli barang, patah balik dah. Ambil dah, sekarang ni Shopee je, dah. Macam tu je. Keperluan je, tak boleh. Sebab memang I dah train otak I macam tu kan. Minimalis, yes, very good. You all gang I ya, sikit-sikit dah lah, semua apa baju pun. Kalau you all lah kan, face to face, you will realise baju I pun tak banyak. I tak ada baju sampai, I have a friend, dia satu semester, pensyarah ni, satu semester baju dia tak pernah pakai 2 kali. Dia akan susun baju dia, ambil, okay, minggu ni ambil yang ni. Lepas tu dia bubuh lah ke depan, sekejap yang ni pergi belakang, ambil lagi seminggu, sekejap lepas pakai bubuh ke depan. Satu semester tak pernah repeat. Sorry lah, you all nak tengok I tak ada fashion ke apa, lantak lah, I don't care. It's like that. Sebab I study dulu, you tahu tak pensyarah-pensyarah I pun jenis macam I juga. Pergi mengajar pakai slipper. Kalau musim sama lah kan, I kata I took sama kelas lah. Sama kelas dia sebulan sahaja. Sebulan sahaja semua keren, tapi 2 subjek je you boleh ambil, tak boleh ambil lebih. 2 subjek dalam masa sebulan. Lepas tu kelas 3 jam lah, 3 jam seminggu 3 kali ke macam tu lah. Janji sama lah macam 14 minggu jugalah, tapi dia cram everything 1 month. Lecturer kalau musim sama ni, you tahu tak dia pakai sleeveless tu. Lepas tu lecturer tua-tua, bukan muda-muda. Lecturer universiti tua-tua. Profesor semua kan tua-tua. Lepas tu pakai seluar kembang-kembang dia orang tu yang sampai kat lutut tu. kasut slipper, macam tu aja. Kayu basikal, main sekolah, tak ada benda lah you. Because not the dress, the knowledge yang we want. You kena, kita Melayu tak kan, kita nak tengok luar je. Kalau orang tu lawa, kalau orang tu bergaya-gaya, oh dia kaya lah. Kalau dia selekeh, dia miskin lah. Macam tu je kita. So change lah you punya perspektif. See people not from the outside lah. See from the inside. Tu kita selalu tengok luar tu. Sebab tu banyak lelaki selalu cakap, sebelum kahwin macam ni, bila dah kahwin rupanya tak cantik. Sebab you pun nak cari perempuan yang cantik kan, nak tengok luar kan. Lepas tu, sebab you nak tengok luar, you dapat je lah luar. Kalau you tengok hati budi dia, you dapatlah hati budi dia. Itu je. Itulah go that way lah. So, betul, pensyarah-pensyarah I dulu pun semua macam tu. Kadang ada satu pensyarah tu, dia punya beg sampai dah terkopek-kopek. Beg kulit kan. Beg kulit tu, you tahulah dia punya tu dah. Dia bawa je beg tu. Dia peduli apa. Sebab dia punya, tapi kan dia punya knowledge dalam otak dia tu berlambak-lambak. Ada juga satu pensyarah tu dia ada kapal terbang tau. Kapal terbang kecil dia. Dia tunjuklah gambar kapal terbang dia. Kadang dia pergi mana-mana, dia share dengan kita orang gambar kapal terbang dia. Dia pergi sana sini kan. Tapi kalau you tengok dia, sama pakai slipper je. Dia orang kalau sama, memang pakai slipper. Tak ada nak gaya-gaya, tak ada. It's not, outside is not important. Amerika dia don't care outside. Kalau you nak minta kerja, you jangan letak gambar. Dia tak boleh minta gambar. Kalau gambar tu dia consider bias. Maksud dia, oh you cantik, I ambil kerja. Oh you kurus, I ambil you kerja. Kalau you gemuk, I tak nak ambil kerja. Tak boleh. Dia, benda-benda tu physical punya benda tak boleh interfere dengan you punya capability. I ambil you sebab you pandai. I ambil you sebab you ada capability. Itu sahaja. Dia very straight about that. You main-main dengan itulah dia punya appearance ke, dia gemuk ke, you kena samannya. Amerika ni dia saman je orang. Itu je kerja dia orang. Jadi memang, jadi the thing is good. So I take lah. Benda yang elok, I become part of my life lah. Benda yang tak elok ada ke, benda tak elok kan. Benda tak elok tu kita jangan ambil. Sebab benda elok tu is part of Islam juga kan. Islam kata, you nak kahwin orang dapat muka cantik, you dapatlah cantik dia. Kalau you ambil dia kerana Islam dia, you dapatlah Islam dia. Itu je kan. Kita benda tu tak bercanggah dengan Islam, okey lah. And in fact itu pun Islam teaching. Tak naklah membazir. Membaju banyak-banyak ni semua bagi I membazir. Lepas tu pinggan mangkuk banyak-banyak membazir. Some people cakap kan pinggan mangkuk yang you tak pakai tu kena bayar zakat. I pun tak tahulah. Tanyalah ustaz sebab I pun tak ada pinggan mangkuk banyak-banyak. Ya betul. Semua ni geng-geng I ni. Iqbal, you pun geng I juga. Bagus, minimalist, cukup. Tak payah semak-semak. I sebenarnya balik kampung ni, you tahu tak? I balik rumah mother I. I dah cakap dengan mother I nak buang baju-baju dalam lemari tu. Lepas tu dia kata, baju tu elok lagi. I kata tak payah. Dapat kat I memang buang. Lala dia pun kata, tak apalah, buanglah. Sebab I dah bising. I tak boleh tengok barang banyak-banyak semua. Sebab I tak balik dah lama. Dekat 2 tahun I tak balik. Sebelum COVID kan. Sebelum COVID lagi. I balik sebelum COVID. Bulan Disember 2019 tu. Lepas tu kan bulan 3 kan dah COVID. COVID sampai tak lepas. I nak balik je. Semester dah habis je. I dah ambil cuti. I ambil cuti hari Jumaat tu nak cuti dah semua. Hari Rabu dia kata PKP diperketatkan. Ni I boleh balik cepat. So I at kampung. Jangan jealous. Okay, entah-entah you all pun memang dah bawa ketiak mak kan? Siapa kat sini bawa ketiak mak? Majority lah you all ni dah duduk bawa ketiak mak. I je. You Amirul. I tanya my boss, boleh ke I balik ni I buat ODL kat home? Dia kata boleh je. Ada je pensyarah duduk Perlis. Dia dulu berulang tapi bila ODL ni dia duduk Perlis lah. So dia pun buat kelas semua daripada Perlis. Dia kata okey. Okey lah tapi I ambil cuti tau. I still ambil cuti but I still conduct class. Sebab your kelas je lah. Petang ni tak ada kan, I dah combine kelas. Lab tu. Okay. Ambil masa you sikit Now we go to lab. Sebabnya kita combine. Ya, saya betul. 6 tahun lepas ya, tak payahlah minimalist lah, jangan ikut sangat. Ada satu pensyarah pun dia pun minimalist. Dia kata dia pakai jubah je. Yang fashion kan dia adalah tudung je. Sekejap tudung itu, sekejap tudung ini, sekejap tudung itu. Baju dia kata jubah ada berapa je. Ada few je. Macam you ambil jubah hitam, jubah yang dark-dark tu dah cukup. Lepas tu tudung-tudung je fashion, tukar-tukar colour. Dia kata jadilah fashion. Cukup lah. Bagus-bagus Iqbal. T-shirt plain je Tapi I told you kan, my boy memanglah minimalist. Tapi dia bila baju, nanti I tunjuk kat you gambar. Tak boleh kat sini, tak boleh tunjuk kat you kat sini. Baju-baju lama dia semua I potong, I jahit, I buat tu tempat angkat periuk panas-panas kan. I buat petak je lah. Dalam tu semua baju-baju lama, I potong petak, I stack, I jahit. Lepas tu I bagi kat neighbor, I bagi kat mak I siap jual lagi benda tu. Dia jual sekeping RM1. Dia pergi jual-jual, I kata tak apalah baju lama-lama. Sebab some baju tu I tak boleh dah nak donate. I rasa macam colour dah pudar, kesian lah kan nak bagi kat orang. Kalau baju elok-elok memang I donate. Baju yang dah pudar sikit lah, especially baju-baju sekolah tu kan ada tak apalah yang baju sekolah ni putih-putih tu, biru-biru tu kan dia dah benda-benda tu I potong. I tak boleh buang benda, I sayang. Sebab tu I tak boleh. Kalau I benda I nak buang, I sayang. Jadi I potong, I itulah I bagi je kat orang. Kalau I ada siap kawan I yang memang fakulti menjahit tu, fashion art and design tu, bila dia tahu I buat ni, dia pun minta, boleh tak I nak. I pun ketawa dia, you bukan fashion and design, mesin jahit tu bukan mainan you. I pergilah stadium, dia ada studio dia memang mesin jahit lah, apalah semua kan studio dia. I pun dulu ada juga belajar sikit-sikit dengan dia jahit ni. I masuk kelas menjahit semua ni. Kan I cakap hobi lah. Bila I nak besar ni I masuk je kelas. Kelas I pun belajar 4 tahun je menjahit bag apa semua. Tapi I tak jahit baju. I malas nak jahit baju. Baju ni saat lagi ketat lah. Saat gini I malas. Kalau jahit bag ni tak apa, orang tak komplain je. Bag, comforter, tu lekung. I pergi belajar lah 4 tahun I belajar. Tapi weekend je lah. Weekend happy-happy. I pergi weekend pagi sampai petang lah jahit kat situ. Jahit kat situ sampai habis. Nanti minggu depan datang lagi jahit kat situ. Kawan-kawan ramai lah. Semua yang pencen-pencen dia duduk kat situ. Sebenarnya Cina-Cina lah, banyak Chinese. Banyak kat situ Chinese. Yang dah tutup pencen-pencen, they have nothing to do, buat patches. You bisa dengar kot. Apa nama dia? Sewing World. Sewing World, you tengok Sewing World. Dia ada kelas dia. Kalau siapa nak menjual, jual lah. I happy-happy je, I malas nak menjual. Sebab I rasa bila menjual ni, kalau I bagi ke orang, I boleh buat sesuka hati I. Kalau I menjual ni, I kena ikut orang tu punya spek. Dia nak macam mana, I malas. I suka design I suka style I. It's my hobby kan. I buat macam tu lah bag tu. Bag yang kandas belakang tu kan, my girl kata nak komputer laptop dia exactly macam ni, I buat lah. Comel je, ngam dengan dia. Benda-benda macam tu lah I suka. So, tak payah baju banyak-banyak betul.
Macam bodoh kawan-kawan ke.
Mike.
Minimalis ya, jadi minimalis lah.
Microsoft.
Wow. Siapa ni? Iqbal bukan saja sado, malah handsome juga. Boleh buat menantu kot ni Amirul. Siapa ni? Iqbal. Boleh lah buat menantu
Dia kadang-kadang aku on je.
Kalau sado okey lah. Sado pakai baju koyak pun lagi seksi. Kan? T-shirt koyak lagi seksi. Buat toto. Toto bag doktor. Okay. Tote bag ni memang tote bag ni simple lah. Paling simple. Ya, boleh. My girl stay single and available. Iqbal boleh. Tapi you orang muda kan. You orang muda lagi. My girl dia nak cari orang tua.
Aku tengok macam aku pegang dia.
Dia nak yang tua-tua. Dia tak nak yang muda-muda.
Tak ranting pump tu lagi.
Jodoh.
Hidup lagi babi.
Wah. Okay. Iqbal tua in mind. Okay. Boleh. Pandai lah kau Ali.
Lili dah 2.
Amir.
Satu dah terkorban.
Iqbal tak nak ke? Tak nak my daughter Iqbal? Tak bagi kat Amirul pula. You rugi. My girl
Dia
cantik
ada
tau.
dua lah. Sama ada dia terkejut.
Dia mak kan mestilah cakap anak
Macam
cantik
tidur
kan.
pelanggan dia kena.
Oh, Iqbal sudah
Ataupun
berpunya.
lampu buka
Okeylah,
gembira,
berpunya tak boleh
terkejut
kacau lah. Nanti ada
Dengan-
hati yang terluka.
Apa the current is too strong.
Oh, Amirul pun
So,
rasa
macam tu.
terlepas Tapi you tu in mind tak? Amirul, Hafiz, are you tu in mind? Kalau tu in mind boleh lah. You tak matang tak matang tak boleh lah. Tak matang, my girl memang cakap, I see my friend, Mami. Semua macam adik-adik I je, Mami. Dia selalu cakap tu. I see macam adik-adik I. Walaupun dia orang satu cosmate ke apa. Dia tak nak, dia nak yang mature, yang father figure lah, senang cerita. Daddy class doktor. Boleh dia nak father figure. Rabia tu, you nak siapa?
Saya krim aku semalam.
You nak Amirul ke? You nak Iqbal?
Jangan amat. Beta ni dah elok je hidup kat dalam tent.
Berfikiran sekolah, ya betul. Tapi my girl free hair. It's a free hair. Nantilah one day I more show it to you, my girl. You all pun nak share you punya girlfriend, boyfriend to me, share lah. So that I know you better. Oh, you don't mind free hair? Tak apa, for me tak apa. I just give them freedom. Nanti slowly bila dia nak pakai, biar dia pakai betul-betul kerana Allah. Macam tu.
If you really love me. Oh shit, perut aku lapar sial.
Somebody know my anak is that one. You kenal dia ke? Tell me. Okay, now Syafiqah know my daughter. Tell me, how is my daughter? How is my daughter? Cerita sikit. I pun nak tahu juga, how is she as a classmate?
Wah.
Oh, you tengok video tube. I thought you are dulu satu dengan dia. Yalah, you are younger. You cannot be. Ke dia dah tua. You tengok YouTube video dia. Yeah, that is my girl. You boleh tengok YouTube. You boleh tengok YouTube dia yang merapu-meraban tu. Yeah, you 22, not classmate lah. Yeah, my girl name Farazana, my boy name Faiz, because they are half Chinese. Itulah Farazana, itulah. You tanya Syafiqah tahu. Sekarang juga saya search, pergi search. That is her. Tapi dia pun tak berbual banyak sangat. Yalah, banyak ke? I pun tak tahu. Kadang-kadang dia suka berbual yang 24 jam tu kan. After 24 jam dah tak ada. After 24 jam dah tak ada. Oh, Farisha. Yalah, memanglah cantik anak I. Semua mother will tengok anak dia cantik. That's why. Kalau you tanya I, memang I kata cantik. Your mother pun will cakap anak you are cantik. All mother will say anak dia paling cantik, paling handsome. Hai Ma, hai Adib. Ni menantu I lah ni, Adib ni. Congrats Amirul, ya. Ramai ni nak jadi menantu I ni. She very socialize dia memang very high lah. Tapi you don't worry lah. My girl ni you nampak je dia socialize, pakai baju seteng-seteng, nampak pusat apa semua. But honestly, my girl memang hafal Quran kan. My girl hafal Quran. Kalau you know her personally, memang you akan rasa beza. You akan rasa macam, tak ngam lah. Kenapa you macam ni, tapi you macam ni. Dulu my girl ni adalah orang yang semayang, kalau kat asrama, kalau masa dia kat asrama lah, masa dia IB pun dia memang akan semayang dekat surau. Dia memang suka semayang jemaah. Itu style dia. Lepas tu kalau I kata kan, kalau dia time exam dia memang suka puasa. Dia kata bila puasa dia lebih tenang, dia lebih boleh fokus. That is my girl. Kalau tahajud memang insya-Allah. Memang semayang tahajud. You nampak je dia macam tu kan. Tak adalah. My children I memang ajar agama je. So you don't judge lah people from outside kan. You know her. And you will know. Boleh collaborate. She also memang suka collaborate kan. I baru ni I buat satu paper I collaborate with anak buah I yang duduk dekat Intech tu yang nak pergi ke Amerika kan. Dia dah masuk Intech, dia nak pergi Amerika. Lepas tu I buat satu paper dengan dia. Yes, you can collaborate with my girl. My girl I tak boleh collaborate sebab dia medik kan. Lepas tu data-data dia I tak boleh ambil. Sebab data medik ni dia terlalu privacy. Sometimes dia tunjuk-tunjuk gambar patient kan. Dia kata, Mami, I just share it with you. You jangan upload to anywhere. It's just for your view saja. Hospital-hospital dia pun semua dia tak boleh tunjuk gambar tu. Sebab tu I tak boleh collaborate. Oh, Amiro pun ada YouTube. Yalah, you kawan lah dengan dia.
Mana?
Ada anak lelaki. You cari tu, Faiziah tu. Dia pun dia YouTuber. Dia teaching people SPM. Lepas tu dia dah tak nak buat lah. Dia kata, Mami, I don't want to see the past lah. I want to see future. You tengok lah. Dia ada gambar dia kat China. Gambar-gambar dia kat China. You tengok YouTube dia, Faiziah. You pergi cari. My boy is a YouTuber. Dia memang dapat duit pun. YouTube memang bayar kat dia. Sampai sekarang pun dia masih lagi dapat duit tu. Dapatlah duit sikit-sikit. A few thousand dah lah dia dapat. Tapi dia dah stop lah. Dia kata, tak isi lah. Dia tak nak look the past. Dia nak tengok future dia tu. Cukup dah the past. Lepas tu sekarang ni dia dah sibuk tak buat dah. Subscriber, ya. Banyak subscriber. Dia YouTuber kan, cakap kan. He make money out of it.
Syah sikit.
That is my boy. You tengoklah bilik dia. Kalau you tengok bilik dia, you kan nampak minimalist. Semua dia lagilah kutuk-kutuk I. Mami, why you use this colour? Mami, jangan guna colour ni, Mami. I kata, I dah cukup minimalist. Tapi dia lagi minimalist I. Okey lah, cukup lah tu. You pergi tengok lah. Skodeng lah. What I sharing is for pengalaman. I bukan nak menunjuk-nunjuk. Bukan nak apa. It's just that apa you rasa baik, you take lah. Kekurangan memang. Semua orang ada kekurangan. Semua orang ada kekurangan. Dan kalau you tengok kawan you kurang pun tak payahlah fokus kekurangan. Fokus dia punya strength. Itu aja. Everybody got kekurangan. Okay. This is I nak tunjuk for your assignment for your assignment ni I ambil extra sikit lah of your time. The glip is one, you tak ada kelas kan? Pukul 12 selalunya tak ada kelas kan? Time makan. Okay. Okay, mana dia? This is the thing that you see. This is PhD tau. Even though PhD, they still do what you are doing. Of course lah, they on deeper lagi lah. Than what you are doing. Now dia cerita pasal pasal ni. This is glip. Glip ni like I say lah, is a non-graph punya visualization. Dia tunjuk proses lah. Lepas tu dia cakap, it is a circle glip. Lepas tu dia pun cerita, this is to see 3D visualization. Tapi dia cerita, you supposed to critique. Itu beza dia. You supposed to critique. As an example, regarding independent of that, the base circle size was modified with discrete mapping. The graphic attribute of the visual channel such as color, shape. You tengok, dia pun cerita. Will employ tumor, distance. You see dia cerita pula. Red, circle, shape, when near and yellow, rectangle, and counterpart, when far. You tengok, dia cerita macam you supposed to cerita. Cuma, you punya part, you jadikan dia kritik lah. You cerita, okay. Red and circle shape, okay, when is near. Yellow and rectangle counterpart when far. However, yellow is not suitable. Contohnya, macam you tengok sini. You tak nampak pun yellow. I nampak red aja. Yellow tak nampak. Betul. Kan ni. You tengok ni. This is yellow. This is red. This is red. Kan? Jadi katalah yellow is not suitable because cannot see. Jadi benda-benda macam tu. Si PhD level pun buat apa yang you buat.
Betul.
Cuma of course like I said that. You go for master pun sama je. Your FYP pun sebenarnya is a standard format for degree, master, PhD. Your FYP tu. Cuma content dia sahaja yang beza. Yang deeper, not deeper.
Lama berapa minit je
See,
repeat?
dia cerita macam tu kan.
Dia awal-awal tu tak turn lah.
Okay, lastly the grid to implement.
Bodoh.
Ni I kupas-kupas sikit sajalah. Lepas tu dia kata visualize tensor field in the 3-4 minimal clutter. Ni dia jumpa lagi ada tak color map. See, all talk about color. Memang color lah. Color is a basic things Circle clip.
Patutlah dia mute. Dia nak tengok video ni.
Ini
Bodoh.
dah.
Bunyi
Nanti
tak
kita
kuat.
tengok yang ni. This is also
Macam
another
bodoh.
super quadratic glyphs. Sebenarnya sama non-graph visualization tu is a glyph. Okay. See dia kata diverging red blue color mapping demonstrate both the sign and magnitude of principal. Kalau you rasa color dia tak sesat, you katalah red blue is not suitable. Radiant is not suitable. They are using radiant for DDD but it's not suitable. These two combination not suitable. Example lah. Okay.
Kenapa? Masa dia buat video?
Ini dia cakap plain sahaja, not kritik. You convert this thing jadi kritik. Itu sahaja. Sama je.
Oktober 12
okay, dia kata a large glyph region demonstrate the color match with principal stress value based on the color map magnitude. Jadi you boleh tukar lah. Instead of stress value, large region should be different color ke apa ke, ikutlah apa yang tak happy kat situ. Dali encoded size and color.
Ya tu.
Color saturation. Ni dia cerita pasal saturation, they using saturation. Then you comment lah. Even though they use saturation but it's not suitable, or it's suitable, it's quite nice, they use suitable, it's suit. Okay, color encoding facilitate comprehensible glyph interpretation and reduce use of error. Lepas tu dia kata color U lah. Color encoded supposed to facilitate comprehends lah. However, this graph lacking of, is confuse people. Macam tu. Lacking of this element. It means it's not easy to comprehend. Okay, if flow visualization, tunjuk flow pula. This is a flow. Nampak kan? Ini lagi lah you tengok color dia. Lepas tu dia cakap pasal arrow. Dia cerita kat sini the use of arrow, glyph with near flow. And then aku kata lah, yes, dia pakai arrow. Tapi arrow dia, you nampak ke?
Dia pakai basis okey.
Dia tak nampak apa arrow dia. Tu. Arrow dia. Sama dengan vein kat dalam ni. Ni urat-urat ke apa ke dalam kan, medik punya tu. Ni arrow ni. Tapi arrow ni tengoklah color dia. Ada yang hitam, ada yang color macam ni. Tunjuk the flow. Kan, the process. Tapi flow dia tu sama je color dengan background semua. Arrow ni tak nampak. Dia sedikit dia cakap pakai. Lepas tu dia kata, belakang ni I guna color red lah apa semua. Dia say, it's not suitable. Dia cerita dia pakai red lah. Tapi katalah the usage. Okay, dia kata dia pakai red dark. Okay. Using contour for red dark, however it is not suitable because you kena ada because tu. Because tu enak. You jangan cakap dia tak suitable, so habis full stop. No, you have to tell me because it's confusing. Because it's confusing and you suggest kan. Another question is suggestion kan. The first question tu adalah is not suitable. Okay. Because it's look the same. Lepas tu improvement baru you cakap change this color, change that color. That is another suggestion kan. Yang why tu selalunya I akan tanya dalam test tau. And then usually student lose mark kat situ lah. Dekat why tu tak boleh. Dia cuma cakap the usage of color tu tak sesuai. Why? Tak tahu. Tak cerita, tak ada markah. Or they will say look berserabut. Habis, kenapa look berserabut? Sebab line tu bertindih-tindih, color tu sama. Sebab tu nampak serabut. You kena kupas up to level. Kalau kata berserabut, aja look so messy, you dapatlah markah untuk that part. The why part tu you tak dapat. Selalu student miss that part, the why part tu. Because the why part tu yang menunjuk you really understand. Okey, kalau katalah kenapa you tak suka you makan lauk kan? Kenapa you tak suka lauk ni? Tak lah, I memang tak suka lah. Habis. Kenapa you tak suka? Yelah, dia lemak lah. Lemak tu kembang tengkuk I. That is why. Why you answer that why? Oh, I tak suka lah makan sebab apa? Dia membuatkan I gemuk. Gemuk tu you tak suka. Kalau my friend, I selalu cakap I minum air kosong kan. Dia kata air kosong tak sedap lah. I tak suka air kosong sebab tak sedap. Sedap kan. Tak suka sebab tak sedap. Tak sedap tu menjadikan why lah. So, ni pun lagi cerita-cerita So, these are the thing lah. See, dia cerita red, align to the blue, counterpart, demonstrate, superposition with transparency, which is good or not good lah. You kupas balik lah. Relevant, tender, benda-benda ni lah you kupas. You are not supposed to cari benda baru, tak ada. You just comment sahaja based on your knowledge. You comment sahaja about that graph tu. Don't come from your brain, toge-toge macam tu, no. You go and dig out, baca sikit. Daripada baca tu you get idea, then you jawab lah. Assignment tu. Assignment is supposed for you to do research, bukannya for you to, sebab you tak ada knowledge lagi. Sebab tu you have to go and read. When you go and read, this is where you get the knowledge. When you get the knowledge, then only you can critique that graph. And then whatever you read from journal ke, from article ke apa, it's okay. Article, journal, whatever. Article pun boleh. YouTube pun boleh. Just normal website pun boleh. Tak apa. Because this is not research paper. This is just for you know saja. To know things. Tak apa. Then you just put in your reference. Reference at least 5 Okay, that's all.
Serius lah. Holy shit.
Padu
Ini
sial.
ada, ni lagi. Ini adalah reading poem. Poem kan ada tone kan? Ada tone naik. Dia macam music lah, learning music tu. Then they come out with something.
Bodoh
Tone
aku
naik, tone turun.
nak
Jadi dia cerita lah how. Tengok. Road base, mapping, ada clip.
bagi pisang.
Dia nak buat
agaknya
ialah
suami
pantun.
yang bawa isteri ni nanti
Tapi dia pergi
kau dengan
study
dia,
lah English punya lah.
kau
This
pula
is
tak hafal
English.
lagi ahli kelas.
English and Malay not the same. So dia tukar. He
Jadi imam
improvise.
tak hafal kelas
See
dia kat belakang
metric to
subhanallah.
describe vowel, position and mouse. So 3x3 metric. This is what they use. If good, you say good lah. Yes, 3x3 metric is good. To visualize it. This is what they're using. Okay, if you can critique me, I mean this graph semua tu, I mean you are very expert lah. Macam this student boleh critique, expert. This student also very good. Come out something new. But of course, this PhD level. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan nak tanya? Yeah, my boy single tau. Single and available. Boleh lah. Kalau you dapat dia, you are very untung. He's very gentleman guy. Sabar, relax, cool je. Apa pun okay. Ya, my boy you nak collaborate dia pun boleh. You contact dia lah. Kalau you ada apa you nak I propose kan, I boleh propose. Betul, even my neighbor pun nak collaborate with my boy sebab my boy kan study ni kan, dia nak collaborate dengan university overseas tu. Nak buat paper together with my boy. My neighbor lah. My neighbor is also engineer lah. This area. My boy pun ada dekat shout out ni. Dia pun selalu ada kat situ, pergi cari dia kat situ. Shout out ni tempat you over discuss kan. Dia ada je kat situ. Heat map chat consider heat map no. Heat map consider graphical chart. Sebab heat map tu dia akan ambil data. Daripada data tu dia akan lukis. Sebab tu dia ada besar kecil. Kalau you tengok this one, saya share lagi sekali Kalau you tengok this one, dia tak ada ada tak lagi ni. Alah, I dah exit dah ke? Cepatnya I. I dah exit dah, cepatnya I. Yang tadi tu kalau you tengok, dia tak ada tau. Dia kalau you tengok gambar mata ataupun tengok gambar jantung, dia tak ada frekuensi tau. Mana ada frekuensi kan? Gambar jantung tu tak ada frekuensi. Yang ada frekuensi, maksud dia kalau data tu banyak population, heat map dia besar. Itu consider graphical graph. You can ask me, you can always ask me in Telegram. I will tell you yes, no, yes, no. Ada je yang tanya, so I say ya boleh, ini tak boleh, ini boleh. Dia non-graphical tu, dia kalau population banyak pun gambar macam tu, macam jantung. You ambil 10 jantung pun gambar tu juga kan. Dia sebab dia tunjuk proses sahaja. Mata, dia tunjuk proses saja what is inside the eyes. Tapi heat map tu, the more data, the heat tu jadi lagi besar. Itu tak boleh. Itu boleh lah you pakai tu. Tapi heat map janganlah carilah graph yang canggih-canggih. I want you to explore. That is the purpose. Ni boleh tapi kena ada cerita you jangan letak tak ada cerita. You kena ada cerita lah. Cerita dia is about, kan soalan pertama kan, this graph is about what? Yang 5 markah tu. You kena cerita lah, this about jantung kot. Dah jantung dengan kalau graf ni memang COVID and then kesan dia kepada industri travelling. Ini menunjukkan dia datang daripada Kelawar, starting 14 Mac, macam tu lah. Ni batuk ni. Ini vaksin dalam proses, nak menceritakan, ada story kat sini Dan sejak itulah everyone wearing mask in most country, orang tak suka. Yang ni grafik definitely is a graph. Ni data. Kamarul punya ni, this is data. It's not none. That is data. Itu data tu bulat-bulat tu dia akan besar based on your data tau. If you have more, dia akan apa, you boleh tanya I melalui Telegram So this class, our lab memang tak ada sebab kan. But we consider lab, I dah substitute lab in our lecture class and at the same time, your lab will be throughout the week. Maksud dia esok you nak tanya pun tanyalah, weekend pun I jawab je. Public holiday pun I jawab je. Sampailah hari Jumaat. Lepas Jumaat you nak tanya pun tanyalah. Selagi you belum pass up kan. So our lab consider I distribute it the whole week lah. Sampai hari Isnin lah. Hari Isnin 12 tengah malam due date. So you nak tanya petang pun tanyalah. I still consider as lab hours for this week. Boleh walaupun kita tak ada a specific time. But it's consider distribute it lah. Anytime. Tanya kat Telegram boleh, individual boleh, group pun boleh. Apa you rasa
Ini siapa?
selesa.
Hai.
Okey lah. I takut you all nak makan ke nak apa ni. Tak berani I nak ambil banyak-banyak masa. I know some lecturer suka kan. I pun tak suka lebih-lebih. Lecturer ni dia memang suka nak ngajar punya. Suka nak bagi ilmu. Tapi you all je boleh ke tak boleh je. Tu je. Okey lah. Kita sudahi dengan tasbih kifarah. So I end the meeting
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, I put ending this recording.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday
Happy holiday, happy Diwali, Doctor.
Ya, happy Diwali semua.
Bodoh Amirul.